Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and this is Windows Server 2025 Complete Master Course 0 to Expert, and this is part number 21st video in this course. So in this video we are going to configure our DHCP failover cluster basically, which provides a high availability to DHCP client infrastructure, and then no single point of failure, automatic failover if one host or one DHCP goes down, or also provide a load balancing and easy. This is very easy to set up, and in this demo we are going to do basically step-by-step installation configuration for our DHCP failover cluster. So in last video we configured our standalone DHCP server. So I configured basically install this is the first DHCP server which we installed, and then we created a scope, and after creating a scope we basically enabled our three machines also to receive the IP address from our DHCP server. So you can see these are my client machines which are basically receiving IP address from my this DHCP server, which is a DHCP 01. And now in this video we are basically going to install one more DHCP server with the DHCP server role, which is our DHCP server 2, and then we are going to basically create a failover cluster. So before going there, let's understand what is DHCP failover basically. So in a failover we have a two system. It can be active, standby, and both active together. So DHCP failover uses two DHCP server to provide high availability to its DHCP client. If the main server fails, the partner servers take basically automatically takes over for the DHCP server responsibility and start providing the IP address to its client. So this is why DHCP high availability is important. So we basically create a failover relationship between two DHCP servers to provide a high availability. So it's provide a minimize the downtime, ensure IP address are always available if even server one of the DHCP server fails, improve reliability for your network, keeps the network running smooth without any interruption, with the DHCP server downtime, and support business continuity critical for an environment where the network availability is essential. And this is almost for each organization. Network connectivity is one of the core fundamental which you should have. And then protect against the server failure. So automatic failover prevent IP address assignment issue for your client machine. And this is how basically we are going to do a preparing primary server and partner DHCP server. So in last video we already installed our DHCP server, created a scope, and authorized the DHCP server. So in this video I'm going to basically get ready the partner server, where we are going to install a DHCP role and server role, and then authorize server. And here we do not going to create a DHCP scope. Basically we will configure the existing DHCP server role. So now I'll go here, and on my DHCP server 2 machines basically I'll go here and manage add role and feature, and I'll go ahead and install the DHCP server role in this machine. So next, role based installation. This is my server DHCP2, next, and then I'll select DHCP server role, next, and then it's not going to ask for restart, I guess, for the DHCP. So we are installing DHCP server role. Once it's done, we should be able to see DHCP here. So now let's understand the basic. So behind the two mechanism, how the DHCP cluster works basically. So it has two methods, so load balancing mode and then hot standby mode. So in load balancing mode, basically both server are active and client are served by the both of the server. So both server at the same time, both server are providing IP address to its client machine. And then this is hot and standby mode. So basically hot standby mode, one server is active, another server is a standby always. So standby servers basically take over if the active server failed in the infrastructure. So these are the two modes. So when we are going to basically create this DHCP failover relation, we are going to select either of this. And then we have a DHCP failover prerequisite. So this is very important. So both servers are in the same domain. So we have both servers sitting in the same domain, which is labs-hands-on.lan. If I show you, both server are in same domain, and then static IP address configured on both servers. So both my servers having static IP address also. So DHCP server 1 having 0.14 and DHCP 2 having 0.15. So both servers have static IP address and same DHCP scope on both servers. So this is what we are going to configure. And ports, these are the ports required for DHCP failover relationship. So you need to make sure these ports are allowed in the firewall, and the time sync between both hosts are going to be critical. So you should make sure the time are synced on the both machine. So my both DHCP servers are getting time from my uh, Active Directory server, which is PDC, so it should be fine. So now once this is done, we are going to basically create our DHCP failover relationship. So these are the best practices for the enterprise DHCP server HA, which you should always consider. So you use DHCP server failover, ensure high availability with your failover between 2 or more DHCP server. Regular backup your DHCP configuration and database on the regular basis. Monitor and alert. So continuous monitor DHCP services and set basic setup alert for the any issue which can occur on your DHCP server, and document and test. And this is very important. You document the setup, whatever DHCP failover cluster relationship you have created, and also test the failover on the regular basis to make sure your DHCP failover is working as per your requirement. So now we covered everything. Now we should go and basically create a DHCP failover relationship. So once the installation is done, I'll go ahead and authorize this server, and then we will go ahead and create a DHCP failover relationship. I'll go here and click on complete DHCP configuration, click next, and same thing, I'm going to provide my administrator credential here, which has a domain admin rights to basically authorize my this new DHCP server in my Active Directory. So this should be good. So now you can see the security group is created, the server is authorized. So finally we will go ahead and create a DHCP server relationship now. So I'll go on my DHCP server basically, which is my primary DHCP server, and now from here only, if I add DHCP server, I should be able to see other DHCP server also. So let me go to DHCP server one more time, and then action, add server. Then you should be able to see the second authorized server also. So this server is now all the authorized DHCP server should be visible here. So now you can see here my second server does basically you must create a scope. So currently this does not have any scope. So if I go here and let me open DHCP scope from this machine, so it seems tools are not installed. Let me go ahead and quickly install a tools also. So if I go on features and then remote server administration role, and then here should be have DHCP server tools. Now let me quickly install this. So basically this this says we don't have any scope added. So now we will go here and basically create a relationship first. So I'll expand IPv4, right click on the scope which you want to replicate. So I'm going to click on this scope, so which I want to replicate to my second DHCP server, and then you have option to configure failover. Click on this, and then if you have a multiple scope you can select those scope also. So I'll go here and click next, and now partner server, there is no partner server, so I'll go here and add my second DHCP server as a partner server. So this is going to be my partner server, so click next, and now this is a new relationship which we are going to create. So you have a basically option here, you can see the hot and standby basically. So role for the partner server, you can do a active, standby, and then you can do a load balancing also. So 50% is going to be assigned from your main server, local server, and 50% partner. And if you want, you can basically customize this also like this. If you want, you can customize as per your requirement. And then let me do, let's say, load balancing, and I'll put 50% for each. And then you have a state switchover interval which you can define basically. So this is basically a 60-minute. So you preferred this is going to be a preferred time if you want. If the server loses the connect with its partner, it automatically going to transit the partner down and state after the time of expiry basically. So now everything looks good. So here you need to provide the enable message authentication if you want. So it will require some secret key, shared secret key. So I'll go ahead and untick this. However, this is recommended in production. I'll go here and load balancing 50%, and then maximum client lead time is 1 hour. So I'll click here next, and then this is my scope and this is my relationship. So what relationship is going to be a DHCP server 01 to a DHCP server 02. So I'll click on finish, and method is load balancing. Click on finish. Now you can see add scope to partner server is done, disable scope out partner. So everything is done, and configure failover completed successful. So now if I go here, let me refresh this. So I should be able to see now basically. So let me authorize this. So it says automatic already authorized. So now if I expand this, you can see the scope is now presented on second server also. So this is good. However, currently this is not showing. So I'll go here and basically refresh this. So it will take some time to make sure the server is online. So let me refresh one more time. So now you can see it's back online, and you should be able to see this scope is good. Now what I'll go ahead and do, so I'll basically delete these scopes, and then since we have configured basically DHCP load balancing, so some of the IP address should be released from my second machine DHCP server also. So I have deleted now all the leads now, and now what I'll go ahead and do basically reboot my machines to make sure these now takes IP address from basically both either DHCP server, not from the single DHCP server. So let me go ahead and try to reboot. So here go restart, and this machine also I'm going to restart, or you can simply go ahead and disable enable network also. So but let me go ahead and reboot my machine. Now it's booted. So let me log in to client 1, and this is my client 2, and this is finally client 3. So now let me go to my DHCP and try to refresh. So now you can see these machines has taken IP address, so this is good. Now my second machine also shows the same information. So you can see the DHCP scope is replicated 100%, and we got the both machine IP address result basically displaying in the lease. So this is good. Now if I go on client machines and run cmd basically and run here IP config/all, so you should be able to see the DHCP server 14, and let me see this on here also. This says DHCP server 14, and in the last server, basically last client machine, this is DHCP server 15. So this is good. And now let me see on my physical machine. So On my physical machine it says DHCP server 14. So so sometime it will give you mismatch of data. So uh, however, we have configured 50% to be assigned from DHCP server 1 and 50% from DHCP server 2. But sometime if the DHCP server is not saying that, then it will give the mismatch, but for the IP address assignment. But most of the time it's going to work in accurate if you are working in the physical environment. So this is pretty much which I wanted to show you in this demo. And same way, if you configure the hot and standby mode, you can configure that also with the scope. So if I go and basically if you see here, we have a scope, basically a reconfigure failover. Then we have a replication scope, which you can see here what are the replication we have done. And then if I go here, you can see the replication options also. So this action basically replicate the all failover basically uh, scope to its partner machine. So you can basically force the replicate relationship and deconfigure from here, and you can basically see the lease also, whatever lease you have with the statics. So display statics, it will tell you how many IP address are used, how many available, and all those details. And you can see here address granted, this server pool 1, and address granted from partner pool is 3. So if you see the same information here, you should be able to see basically statics. This server has assigned 3 IP address, and the partner, which is my second DHCP server, has assigned 1 IP address only. So you can see these information from here. So this is pretty much which I wanted to cover in this video. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos. And in the next video, we are going to start with the file server basic, and then we will create a file normal file server, and then we are going to create a scale out file server. We are going to create a file server cluster and all those things. So stay tuned. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.